Welcome to Global Campuses Foundation Distance Learning, Week 12, a reflection. Where we've been. Over the course of the 12 weeks we have met virtually, we have engaged with many different subjects and learned so much information. During this presentation, we will review all 11 lessons from the past several weeks and reflect on our distance learning journey. Week 1, Learning Together Distantly. During week 1, we discussed the importance of staying connected with each other even though we couldn't meet in person. We talked about the importance of keeping a routine. We talked about the importance of eating well and being active. We created a haiku poem together as an activity, showcasing that we can still create together without meeting in person. Week 1, How to create a haiku. What is a haiku? A 3-line poem that does not have to rhyme. Haikus are based on a traditional Japanese form of poetry. How are they created? The traditional pattern in English is to write the first and last lines with 5 syllables each, and the middle line with 7 syllables. The last line of haiku often makes an observation. In other words, the pattern of the syllables looks like this. Line 1 has 5 syllables, line 2, 7 syllables, line 3, 5 syllables. A syllable is part of a word that contains a single vowel sound and that is pronounced as a unit. So, for example, book has 1 syllable, and reading has 2 syllables. Write a haiku about spring or summer. Here's an example. The warm sun melts snow. Soon the snowbirds will return. Spring on the doorstep. Week 2, Nature Outside My Window. During week 2, we talked about the various birds found around New England. We showcased several birds from around the area, including the American crow, the blue jay, the black-capped chickadee, etc. We then encouraged everyone to get outside and go bird watching. Week 2, How to birdwatch. Step 1, Stop. If you're in a car, park and get out. Spotting birds requires attention, so take a moment to clear your mind, heighten your senses, and soak in your surroundings. Step 2, Look. Don't just gaze around, try to think like a bird. Scrutinize exposed perches, snags, power lines, fence posts, and treetops. Step 3, Listen. Your ears can help as much as your eyes, especially while birding in a dense forest. Week 3, Art and Music. During week 3, we talked about the importance of art and music in our lives. We talked about how listening to music can positively affect our well-being, such as lowering our blood pressure, improving our mood, our memory, and our sleep. We discussed how art can help us relax, reduce stress, even if we believe we don't have any artistic talent. Week 3, Music and Art Activities. Grab some art supplies or a pencil and paper. Play a relaxing song and be inspired by the music to create a beautiful piece of art. Charades. Put names of well-known songs in a hat. Each person picks a song to act out for others to guess. Music trivia. There are many trivia games on the internet to test your musical knowledge. Week 4, Books, Stories, and Audiobooks. During week 4, we discussed how reading provides several benefits such as boosting knowledge, reducing stress, and improving our memory. We talked about how audiobooks can enhance reading experiences by providing a less stressful experience, helping with the pronunciation of words, and helps model good reading and storytelling. We discussed several audiobooks you can find online at this link. A fun way to include reading is to do Mad Libs. Here's an example of a Mad Lib you can do with your friends. Week 5, Mindfulness and Connections. During week 5, we discussed the importance of practicing mindfulness by focusing one's attention to the present moment. We talked about how to be aware of our feelings, which can help us from practicing negative behavior. We also discussed how we all have unique gifts to share and how we can identify them within ourselves. Week 5, Mindfulness Scavenger Hunts. Take some time and do these scavenger hunts in your house or around your neighborhood. Week 6, Staying Active. During week 6, we talked about the importance of staying active and the positive impacts that has on our lives. We shared some ideas about how to stay active, such as aerobic exercise, yoga, as well as some online classes available for free while we social distance. We also discussed ways to eat healthy, and what kinds of foods are the best to eat. We conducted a walking challenge for participants to engage in. Global Campus Springfield began preparations to have a GCF cookbook with recipes from participants. Week 6. Links to online workouts. 305 Fitness. Dance Cardio Party is one of New York City's most popular workout classes. Considering the COVID-19 closures, they are offering free dance live streams twice a day on YouTube at noon and 6 p.m. Eastern. Special Olympics. The School of Strength campaign was created in response to Special Olympics athletes' request for the development of more fitness resources because, like many other athletes, they can't train to compete alongside their teammates. Week 7. Mysteries. During Week 7, we talked about mysteries, which are happenings that are difficult or impossible to explain. We discussed such mysteries such as Loch Ness Monster, Stonehenge, Champ, Bigfoot, and crop circles. We discussed riddles and how they can teach us to think differently to solve mysteries. Week 7. Riddles. Can you solve these riddles? Number 1. If a rooster laid a brown egg and a white egg, what kind of chicks would hatch? Number 2. I'm not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I? Number 3. You live in a one-story house made entirely of redwood. What color would the stairs be? Week 8. Our Changing World. During Week 8, we discussed how our world, our lives, and our communities have changed over the course of our social distancing. We talked about how pollution has decreased due to the lack of vehicles on the road and in the air, how animals are reclaiming areas typically dominated by humans, and how our food resources have diminished. We then talked about how we can help some of these changes remain and help ourselves heal as well as the world. Week 8. Egg carton seed starter. Materials: you need 1 egg carton, seeds, and soil. Directions: cut the egg carton in 2, place some soil in each pocket, make a hole in the soil, place the seed, then cover with the soil. Keep it watered and in sunlight. Separate each pocket, transfer to a larger pocket and all. Week 9. Cultural regions of the United States. During Week 9, we talked about the cultures of the multiple regions within the United States. We talked about the Northeast, Southeast, the Midwest, the West, Southwest, the South, and the Pacific Coast. We discussed some of the foods found in each region, the language differences, the climate, and the historic cultures found there. Week 9. Trivia and videos. United States of America trivia, USA regions fun facts, accents around America. Week 10. Plants. During Week 10, we discussed the emergence of spring, and with it, the various flowers found in our area. We talked about the difference between native and foreign plants. We shared about our experience with plants and how we can have fun identifying local plants. Some plants we discussed are New England aster, the red baneberry, black-eyed Susan, and many others. Week 10. Identifying plants. There are many ways to enjoy nature and increase your knowledge about plants and flowers. Walk around your yard or neighborhood, bring a guide if you have one, and identify the plants and flowers you find. Go on a scavenger hunt. There are several lists available online. One can be seen here. Week 11. Let's go to the movies. During Week 11, we talked about how the art of making movies began, how they are made, and how they have evolved over the years. We discussed some major movies in filmmaking history, such as Jaws and The Wizard of Oz. We shared about a movie that was made in Vermont about a resident Vermonter, Fred Tuttle. We talked about the fact and fiction and how facts can be changed in movies such as Pocahontas. Week 11. Movie Trivia. Number 1. Judy Garland starred as Dorothy Gale in which classic movie? A. Hocus Pocus, B. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, C. The Wizard of Oz. Number 2. What movie features a vicious, hungry, great white shark as the central character? A. Jaws, B. Jurassic Park, C. Home Alone. 3. What school does Harry Potter attend? A. Frog Tongue School. B. Hogwarts School. C. Toadstool School. Number 4. The main character in the film The Call of the Wild is A. A dog. B. A cat. C. A goat. Our distance learning journey. We at Global Campuses Foundation want to thank the participants for their continued support and their continued thirst for knowledge during these several weeks of social distancing. We also would like to thank those participants who bravely chose to teach classes online during this time. It was a new experience, and so many participants chose to embrace the challenge. Finally, we'd like to thank the direct supports, the families, friends, and agency staff for their continued devotion to participants and their learning journey. We are truly grateful. Thank you. Finally, here's a certificate of participation for all the Global Campus participants who chose to join us on our distance learning journey. Thank you all.